Is the little kitty? Is that like a YouTube? Emote? It seems too good to be a YouTube emote. I only thought about it today for the first time. I feel like I don't see it in other people's chats. I feel like I only ever see it in my own, like, YouTube studio. Little kitty cat emote. So cute. I feel like I've never seen the one where the kitty's like more out of the box. I always see the one where it's just like peeking out of the top of the box. I like the one where it has like a little orange. Jesus. I was like, why can't I hear my BGM? And then I looked at my Rodecaster and realized it was turned off. Ooh. Silence. Hi. Oh, you can't hear my... I turn on the internet audio. Ah! Didn't mean to show that. Wait, you guys can't hear my audio. I should not sing. No one asked. No one wanted that. There we go. Oh, now it's my voice too. Oh god, I'm so sorry. How the hell do I fix this? Okay, can I complain? The Rodecaster's the worst interface for streaming. The worst. Ugh. Here, I'll just use my... I'll just capture the Chrome audio. Also, I have some complaints about water though. Ah. Why is it still not capturing? What the hell's going on? What the hell is going on here? Some kind of... What is happening, genuinely? God. Okay. Ah! Sorry, it got really loud in my ears. Oh, I love tech issues. I can't even see chat. Fix these tech issues. Oh, I hate Rodecaster. I hate Rodecaster. I hate Rodecaster. I hate Rodecaster. I miss my Go XLR with my whole heart. I still have it. I just need to plug it in. Why are my eyes reversed? Or is it doing look at? Oh, I think it's doing look at. Turn that off. Turn off. There's what it... Oh god, that's what it looks like when it's on. Why does it look like... Why is it like so screwed up? What is happening? What? I tried to fix stuff before stream and I failed. Wait, could you guys hear the Animal Crossing? Or did I just say that it was Animal Crossing music? I don't know why it's screwed up. Ah! Okay, let's fix the audio first. Cheese and crackers. Okay. Capturing it that way is not working. You haven't seen me in it's been 84 years. You don't hear Animal Crossing? Yeah. Output, sense system, routing. Wow, this is infinitely frustrating. Wait, output, audio output capture. Why isn't it showing? Unhide. Okay. Ah! Anyways, welcome to the stream, guys. It's been 84 years, as I mentioned. Hello. It's like, man, this Lua girl, every time there's drama, she hops on the train to milk it. To just milk the drama. Ugh, she grosses me out. What a drama tuber. Actually, today, oh, let me open Photoshop and my drawing. Oh, my drawing pad. I don't know if that's gonna work. Well, I'm gonna do my best. Maybe I'll just type it. Maybe I'll just use my mouse. I'll just use my mouse. Okay. Where's Paint? Paint, Microsoft Paint. Okay. Today, I would like to hold a forum to discuss the state of VTuber. Also, I don't know what's wrong with my apron. Wait, let me see if I can do something about that. Oh, by the way, this is a new model. I got my 2D outfit commissioned into a 3D. By the way. I don't have the energy to do a proper model debut. Don't worry about it. But look, I've got goggles. Take a look at this. 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 Goggles. There we go. Off. Goggles gone. Goggles yes. Goggles gone. Goggles yes. I like the goggles though. I want to put them on my head though, like up on the top of my head. But I haven't done that energy yet. Here, let me change my pose so I could show you what it looks like. Okay, Okay, right now I'm sitting female. Where's all the cute, cutesy, she's cutesy, curtsy, cute shy, pose, cute arm up. There we go, that's perfect. Wait, let me fix the... back. Oh! Wait, the hell? Whoa! Okay, well that fixes one problem. Let me just see if I can just make the background white. Screen's gonna turn white for a second. Screen's gonna turn white for a second. Screen's gonna don't be alarmed. Screen's gonna turn white. That's perfect. Da, 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 da. Close enough. Anyways, I don't know why my apron's semi-transparent. We're not gonna worry about that right now. Okay, let me show you the model. Oh no! Oh no! I'm inside the couch. I've got a tail! See, why am I constantly looking at the camera? What is happening? I hate that! Wait, let me just turn it off. Let's see if I can turn it off in the blueprint. Programming, we're programming! You know what, actually, let me just can I just capture this as non-transparent? Yes, there we go. That's better. Slightly better. Okay. Now let me see if I can get my stupid eyes not stupid look at this stupid camera. Oh, you admire my new outfit. Character look at. Disabled! Ah! There we go. Frickin' violently. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, now admire. Sorry. Oh god. Are those shoes steel-toed? In fact, they are. In fact, they are steel-toed. Tail. So as we know, the original oh my god, I don't know any of the names of the people I've worked with. This is so embarrassing. Let me log into VGen really quick. Okay, so the original design. Oh, I don't remember anything. Okay, I recently reactivated my card. It's all linked on my card. One second. One second. One second. Let me get their names up on screen and stuff. Login authentication. Ah! Wait, it's just linked on my YouTube. Wait. The youtube.com. And as for why I even bothered to get this done when I don't stream, psychosis? No. Optimism? I'm not sure. Well, the real reason is I wanted to start making YouTube videos, and one day I will. That's the full answer to that. Where the hell is my card? I thought I had it linked. Ba 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 ba. Ba da ba 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 ba. I'm spelling card wrong. That doesn't help. The frick! You know, guys, whips hair back and forth. Recently, life is just so stressful. Can we all take a moment to appreciate how extremely stressful the world is right now? Because I find it to be like comically stressful. Just the whole world, everything about it, every facet of being a human being, especially an American in 2025. Anyways, so the original 3D model is made by Nuos, who's of course here in chat, as you are fully aware, of course. The design was made by, the design for this outfit was made by Matsushima_QWQ on Twitter. Matsushima underscore QWQ on Twitter. And then I had it made into a full 2D model by Ku-ini, or Duckmaster. And then I had the 3D made recently by Zell Canis. Z-E-L-K-A-N-I-S. Z-E-L-K-I-N-I-S. K-A-N-I-S. You know, Zell, they did a great job. I think they did a really, really, really great job. No complaints. Haven't had any complaints. Yeah, so they made this outfit in 3D. I think it turned out really perfect. Yeah. Let's take a look at. I'll just do a quick turnaround. Oh, that's wrong. We're gonna go through the wall. Oh no! Through the wall. And I can take the apron off. I think. Let me check. I think I can. Wait. I can see through it myself. That's a me problem. Because I converted all the materials to Poyomi, but I'm not good at it. Apron. No. There. Whoa! Here we go. Okay, so you can take off the apron. And then also, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. But for shits and giggles, I think I actually, well, maybe I should do some editing because technically my sleeves are supposed to be part of my shirt, but right now they're part of my jacket. So when I take off my jacket, they'd also take off my sleeves. So anyways. And this black part, skirt overlay. There you go. That can also be taken off. I'm just doing this like manually, so I know it looks weird as I'm doing like each part, so. Let me take off my jacket. Here's casual mode. Sport mode! Oh, and the pouch on my thigh. Thigh pouch. There we go. There we go. Back to YouTube comments. I could read YouTube comments. The sleeveless look kind of rules. Yeah, I don't hate it, honestly. Let me see. I do not hate it. Doot. I think I just clean up the shoulder caps because they're like made for, you know, there being sleeves and not a shirtless look. Also, this animation has the shoulders up, which is making it. Sport mode activated. Sunburned? Okay, yes, I agree. There's something wrong with something. I think it's the face normals. There's something wrong with the face normals interacting with the material that's like messing with the shadows on the face and making it more red, especially like on my eyelashes. I don't know what's going on. That's also a me problem. I need to figure it out. But I was like, whatever. It's trendy to look sunburned. It means, well, I mean, it will be in like 3 months when summer's ending. Miku cosplay? Since when? What, so every blue tech wear anime girls a Miku cosplay? I see how it is. Anyways, let's talk about VTuber graduations. Let me sit back down. So I'm not just cuntily standing here. Let's see. Female sitting. There we go. Oh no, the immersion. Baby. Hello, welcome, new here. We're gonna talk about VTubers and my philosophy about VTubing and how, and it might be controversial. We'll find out. I want to re-enable everything. Apron. Oh, I can turn this off too. Yay. Turn this off too. Ah, like my bow head. Turn this off too. No, my ears! We're gonna put their goggles on because we're making scientific discussion. Philosophical. Sure. Ba-da-ba-ba. I think that's everything. I think I turned it back on. Only the most lukewarm or hottest takes. No in between. True. And honestly, maybe they're not hot takes at all. And I genuinely, this is like this. Okay, I'm not even giving a take. Take is the wrong word because I just want to have a genuine discussion about what you guys think. Like, I want perspective. That's what I want. I want perspective. A different perspective because I'm only just stuck up here in my own little head. And that's no one wants that. It's not good up here. It's not good up here, guys. Hey, guys. I'm not doing too hot now. Let me see chat there. I'm trying to set up so I can see chat and also draw with my mouse. Okay, let's talk about VTubers. Okay, did you guys know that sometimes VTubers leave their job? They stop streaming. And when VTubers stop streaming, they call it a graduation because that's what it's called. That's what they call it in the idol world. By the way, is the music volume okay? It seems like it should be fine, but I just want to make sure it's not too loud because that pisses me off. So, when VTubers leave, they call it a graduation. Actually, there was... yesterday, there was the funniest clip that happened where this live streamer named Squeaks. He's a professional live streamer. Like, he streams to hundreds or thousands of people every single day, okay? And he's a video game live streamer. He's like friends with Ludwig and stuff, okay? And he knows about VTubers. But someone comes in his chat and he's like, oh, Gaogura graduated. And he's like, oh, congratulations. Like, get that diploma. Is she a chatter? Because he has no idea who Gaogura is. He doesn't know what graduation meant. And it was very funny to me. And then they're like, no, it's a bad thing. And he's like, oh, did she like graduate from this planet? And then happy Easter, everybody, by the way. I'm not doing anything for Easter. Actually, I might later go out and get some candy because I don't have any candy in my house. So anyways, so Chatter's like, no, it's a bad thing. And he's like, oh, did she graduate from like Earth? Like, and people are like, yeah, she died. And so now he thinks that there's a real chatter from his chat that's died named Gaogura. And he's like, oh no, purple hearts in chat. Because now he just feels awkward. But he's also really confused. And then people are like, no. Stop talking. She's just a VTuber. She's retiring. And he's like, isn't that a good thing? And then it just kept going. It just kept going. And it was eventually he got to the right answer. But it was really funny to me. Anyways. Purple hearts in chat. Oh yeah, I didn't realize it was 420 until this morning when I saw someone mention it. And I was like, oh. Oh yeah, also my YouTube memberships got turned off. Let me recalibrate my camera. There we go. Sure, I'm looking straight into your eyes, okay? Gotta make the camera so I'm just looking directly at you. Anyways, so I thought that was very funny. So if you haven't heard, Gaogura of Hololive EN First Generation Myth is graduating. And a lot of people are acting like it's the end of the world. And I mean, it's not the end of an era, I suppose. I don't really have a lot of opinions about that. My opinions, the thing I want to discuss is like post-graduation. I want to talk about VTubers post-corporate graduation. That's what I want to discuss. Because I have some Gerard Hollowstar's voice. Gura was my childhood VTuber. I actually don't. I don't remember. I follow him on Blue Sky, but I don't know what his voice sounds like. He's the one who talks like this, right? I think I got it. I think I nailed that impression. Galgura was my favorite VTuber. VTuber post-grad is such a powerful term. See? Right, exactly. That's Ruse? Damn it! What does Gerard sound like? Oh yeah, and then Fulgur's also graduating. I don't... This is not an Ichisanji versus Hololive thing. I just don't care about Fulgur Ovid. I don't know anything about him. I don't know anything about him or his content. Okay. Weird take. First weird take. I am surprised that other people are... Is it just that it's like a proximity thing to Guru's graduation? Like, why do people care about Fulgur graduating? Not that he's not popular, because he's very popular, but it's like people who don't watch him that are telling me about it. And I'm like, but you don't even watch him. Well, what does it mean to you that he's graduating? Gerard was recently on Geekenders together with Ollie. Okay. Gerard's just the insanely loud one. Gotcha. Okay. I just need to yell. Okay. I didn't. Well, he's about to graduate. Yeah, he's about to graduate. Nothing. Just heard about it on Twitter. Fair enough. I guess it's just a proximity thing. Like, oh, there's so many graduations happening all at once. So like, Mume is graduating. Gura's graduating. Fulgur Ovid is graduating. Well, did Shion already graduate, guys? Genuinely have lost track about when they actually graduate. He's going off to make yaoi, so I'm inherently more interested in that. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, is that a joke? I'm waiting until I hear whether that's a joke or not. Is that real? Shion hasn't even graduated yet? That's actually crazy to me. Wait, but like, what does that mean? What does it mean that Fulgur's going off to make yaoi? What does that mean? It's very relevant to our discussion today. Today we're discussing VTubers post-corporate graduation. She's typing furiously. She needs to type faster. He left because he couldn't make the yaoi-related content he wanted to make? That's so relevant to our discussion today. Wait. My follow-up questions, you guys don't have the answers to, so I can't ask them. And he wouldn't answer. Well, maybe he would answer them. I don't know. I mean, is he? Does he just want to? Like, does he really like yaoi, or does he like money? Anyways, you guys don't have the answer to that. You guys don't have the answer to these questions. Budanchi is the correct term, actually. So much for a corporation called Rainbow. His PL used to review Donmei? And also, why didn't they let him make yaoi content? Isn't that... I mean, what? I mean... Isn't... What's his name? I actually completely forgot his name. That's actually kind of embarrassing. What's the name of the guy? The red one? The red Nichisanji man? That's like the most subscribers? What's his name? Donmei's just Chinese yaoi. Ame is somehow back, maybe at Kiara's spring concert that was originally supposed to be a winter concert with all of EN members. Now obvious ones who are going to graduate soon. Wait, what do you mean? Kiara's concert hasn't happened yet. It's in 2.5 hours. Vox Akuma. Okay, the shit that Vox Akuma was making was way worse than making content about yaoi. Or is Vox Akuma not allowed to make that content anymore? Oh, she announced Ame as a guest. Okay. Well, I mean, like, yeah, Ame's a guest. Why is it surprising that Ame is a guest? She's an affiliate or whatever. Ame is the Jesus that's returning. Oh, funny. Ah, that's so funny, actually. He had to, so Vox did have to stop. I actually didn't know that. Also, my eyes are like way too sensitive. Let me see if I can fix that. Okay, so they did make him stop. I actually I don't follow Niji Sanji much. I like some of the songs that Niji Sanji makes, but what the fuck do they know about boyfriend experience? I'm joking. This is a joke. This is a quote. From an insane man. Okay, I made it a... Okay, so I should be able to go like this. Oh no! Oh, oops. That's why. Sorry. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay. Lua, her Hello Project Spring concert was really supposed to be a winter concert. It got super delayed. Originally, Fauna, Mume, and Gura would have been in it. Huh. But... I don't know. Whatever. I don't know how planning works. Find it funny that before Ame graduated, she was like, I'm working hard on my 3D studio. Then she only used the studio as Doobie. Well, yeah, she was working hard on her 3D studio. And then Doobie's saying cool things very soon, and then it's Ame content. You know, what's to say what's in the mind of a VTuber? And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to say what's in the mind of a VTuber. Let me do a screen capture on MS Paint. Hello. Ba-da-da-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. 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 Okay. You don't think looking into the mind of a VTuber is a healthy thing? That's fair. This is a philosophical exercise, as I mentioned. Also, I was supposed to have full body tracking for this stream, and I forgot to charge them. That's on me. I forgot to charge them. Simple as that. Ame wasn't Ame doing home 3D studio stuff long before Doobie? She was, but sparingly. For reasons for which I couldn't tell you. Wait, bigger. There we go. Okay. So, I would like to discuss the mind of a VTuber post-graduation. Which, we need to start with why a VTuber might graduate. We're going to do a pros and cons list. You guys here together, we're all going to, what's the word? Brainstorm. Why do corpo VTubers graduate? Oh, side note, in that Squeaks clip, someone described VTuber graduation as when as when a severed person in the show Severance, when a severed person quits their job and the innie dies. It is exactly like that. Holy shit. It is literally exactly like that. Hello, Belinda. Hello. I didn't even say hello yet. Hello. We're having a philosophical discussion. If I knew someone quitting their job because it sucked, I would say congrats. Right. Right. So there you go. Here we go. We're going to do a pros and cons list. Reasons to stay and reasons to go. Stay. Go. Okay? Probably Michi, who just made her 1 year with VTuber since her time's at DJ, so I can't very much confirm frustration with management. So like lots but like, okay, frustrations with management. That's not very specific though. So like, what are causing the frustrations? We need to be more specific here. Like, you can't, not allowed to do what you want to do. Restrictions. Restrictions. Like bureaucratic restrictions, okay? Pros of staying, popular. A platform, I'll call it. But I mean the people, like having a team, like as in people working towards a similar goal. No, I don't want Michi's. I'm not talking about Michi's specific reasoning. I don't care about Michi's specifically reasoning. Colleagues. Well, I'll put that as a sub emotional support. That's basically what I mean by a team. I mean like an emotional team of people working towards a similar goal. Yeah, bureaucracy was the other one I wanted to say. Bureaucracy. Bureaucracy. I don't know if I spelled it right. So like, even if you are allowed to do things, it just takes a really long time. Yeah, that's the thing. I'll also add to a team. Having coworkers having coworkers that you may or may not get along with on a personal level kind of sucks. Sometimes maybe, I mean, obviously most VTubers are fairly solitary people. So having to work with people in general may not be something that is suited to you. Having coworkers is what I meant to say. Having coworkers. Funding, yes. You don't have to pay for the stuff that you're doing out of your own pocket, hypothetically. Funding. And I will say on the Go side, you're not getting half your paycheck taken out, which, you know, like these things are linked. Money. Because obviously the funding is coming from your paycheck, but then you don't get a say in how it is used, basically. But like, here we go. Project planning done by someone else, hypothetically. Project planning, you don't, maybe you're not good at management. Maybe you're not good at planning stuff. You can expense a lot more stuff for tax breaks. That's true. But if you're not paying for it in the first place, there's no point. Kelly says Hololive projects have funding limitations she dislikes. Well, yeah. But I mean, it's like the money, if you were independent, they would just be 100% of your own money, right? Yeah, and corporate VTubers could if they are paying for it themselves, then they can expense it. High expectations. That's a good point. Expectations. From fans and the company. That's a great reasoning I didn't even think about. Company. And fans. And by expectations, I mean, not just like, you have to hit these numbers, but also like, well, Galgura wouldn't say that. Fulgur Joker Ovid wouldn't review Yaoi. That kind of thing. I'd put 4chan as a reason to go, but they stick around either way. 4chan is a problem no matter where you are in the VTuber space. Well, maybe not. Maybe not anymore? Oh? Oh? What? How is 4chan? Oh, just like fans, drama, bullshit. I recall companies can help with legal. That's true. Actually, you know, you don't have to like set up, like, yeah, you have to do your own taxes. Guess what? You're gonna have to do your own taxes no matter what situation you're in if you're making money. So they don't have to, the business stuff. Business stuff. And then also, if you have a stalker, legal issues. Or, you know, you worked with an artist and now the artist is saying, you didn't pay me. Oh yeah, that's actually a good one. Just dealing with money in general. Believe me, that's a reason to stay. Paying invoices and shit. Oh my god. Oh yeah, like YouTube and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna put that under business stuff. Business stuff is like copyright, dealing with other companies, etc. Maybe you can get sponsorships more easily. You need perms to play some video games? Do you? I mean, indie VTubers don't have to deal with that. In fact, I would put that as a reason to go, yeah. Because indie VTubers don't ask. Who was the Niji ID member who thought that Niji was going to do her tax stuff for her? Don't worry about that. That's, first of all, not true. That's not a thing that happened. What you're thinking of is that people said that Kuro was expecting... Sorry. People were misunderstanding Vista, saying that Niji was going to do his taxes. That's not what he said. Ignore that. That's a rumor. That thing that you just said, not a thing that happened. Reason to go? OnlyFans. So, I mean, I guess that's under restrictions, right? You can make whatever content you want. Corporate VTubers have a complaint about money issues as well. That goes under restrictions and bureaucracy. Indies are always at the risk of getting striked. Yeah, that's business stuff and legal issues. Yeah, no, what it was. Well, I don't know who you're. I don't know any female people who said that, so I know that that is attached to Kuro Const. Mista, fuck, sorry. Doesn't matter. I guess the opposite of project planning is being overworked, overbooked. That's true. Okay, so that's another one I forgot I was gonna mention. Like, overworked, like working outside. Nope, I meant to put that under go. Overworked. But at the same time, you're overworked because you're getting opportunities, right? So let me put it under opportunities. These are linked. These are directly correlated. Basically your own CEO, which sounds like a good thing. And in American culture, we put that as a good thing, but holy shit, is it a lot of work. Japan, that's true. Geographical distance differences. Oh, I meant to put that under go. Fuck. Like cultural geographical differences. Cultural. But I might put that under having coworkers. I'll put a link between them. Geographical diff. Reasons to stay, business travel. Reasons to go, business travel. There's a reason we're seeing so many of the really big indies hiring their managers, yeah. And then, by the way, those managers take out money too. Although I think that, like, in Hollywood, I couldn't tell you about VTubers, but in Hollywood, it's like 10% or 20% if you're getting screwed. But at the same time, a Hollywood manager is not doing the same things that a content creator manager is. Because a Hollywood manager is just like, oh, here's these opportunities. Like, they just go and get opportunities. But a manager for a content creator, or at least in the way the VTubers use them, they're more like assistants. They're like manager and assistant and project planner. All three of those things, which normally in the real entertainment industry are three completely different roles. If you're in Hollywood, you're also forced into the union, which can be expensive. Yeah, that's well, now we've got off topic. Did I miss anything, chat? I didn't see all of your messages. So did I miss anything that you think is important? Does business travel even leave any room for tourism? I'm sure it depends on their own schedule, frankly. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I really couldn't tell you how it works for Hololive. Is there anything else we want to talk about here? Anything else we want to add? Or no union protection anyways. Yeah, well. Did we miss anything? Because the next topic is we're going to take this and we're going to synthesize it into action. Union fees are worth it. I have heard that I have a friend who works for a business that is in the union. I think it's like shipping or something. And he likes the union. VTubers are contractors and not employees. That's true. The tax situation is really bad, but it's the same exact tax situation either way. It's a 1099. Don't get along with your... Yeah, that's here. Having coworkers. VTuber manager is a very thankless work. There's some clips of Inuyama Tamaki talking about it. They have it tough. That's true. You don't have benefits, but that's the same either way. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. True. Yeah. True. No insurance. One reason to go might be that you get a lot more attention that isn't based on your own content and stuff. Yeah, so I'm gonna put that under, that's platform. That's platform. By that I mean, like, even if you're not doing anything, you passively get stuff. And okay, this technically should go under business stuff, but I'm gonna put, because it is a whole, well, no, okay, I won't actually. I was gonna say merch is a big enough like deal on its own that maybe it should have its own like comment, but technically it's under project planning and business stuff. So straight up career change from industry pessimism. Yeah, I mean okay, so I want tangible things. Like we always talk about like, oh, disagreements with management, but like I want to know the tangible things, because then we're gonna talk about post graduation. Like, what do they do? Okay, this is a analysis and philosophical discussion about VTubers, what they do and why they do it. Okay, post graduation. The reason to leave recently seems to be difference, quote unquote, difference in company management. Like being corporate, sometimes when you join the company, still smallish, 3 to 5 years passing. I think about the story of how Mint was just gonna go bag groceries for her until her idols told her she was being foolish. Yeah, I know, right? I feel like it could be a con as well as a pro. Stuff like ending up with fans with unreasonable expectations or getting dragged into drama that has nothing to do with you. Yeah, actually, I should note this is a completely separate thing. Creative control. Like ending up with a character you don't like, a character design you don't like. Maybe that character design attracts an audience that you really don't like. So I'm gonna actually put that as its own thing. Even though technically it should go under restrictions. What about managerial disagreements? Well, what are the disagreements coming from? They're either coming from some emotional thing, things going too slowly, you're not allowed to because of company restrictions, or there's not enough budget. So I think that's what these things are supposed to cover, is disagreements with management. I feel like Holo kind of requires you to do all the idle 3D stuff too, even if you don't want to. That's overworked. Millennial disagreements? Okay. I think we've covered everything. I think that this is like a pretty comprehensive list. I don't think there's anything that's like especially heinous that we're missing. Does MS Paint allow me to have like a new tab? Here. Health issues? Well, that's a whole, fair. I mean, like, actually, yeah, you know what? That's actually a fair one. Like, literally, life does not allow you, some life change happens that does not allow you to fulfill your contract obligations. Just a change in life. Change in circumstances. Wow, that's written horribly. There's a fantastic Professor Lando tweet where he's like, got a summer job, oh, I remember that. At Femboy Hooters, love the coworkers, but hate the uniform. At least the uniform isn't that important, right? Yeah, I remember that. We're gonna be, don't worry guys, we are going to get into specific VTubers, guys. This is where the hot takes are coming. We are gonna talk about specific VTubers and what they have done post-graduation and whether they have, like, why, what are they doing? What are they doing? I'm going to try my best to get in their head and I'm going to fail. I'm going to make some over assumptions. I'm going to just really make some wild takes out there about based on what they said they wanted to do and what they are actually doing. Okay, that's the whole point of this stream. The point of this stream is we are going to analyze specific VTubers about when they left their corporation for whatever reason, and then what they said they want to do, and how it's happening. Okay, and why they might be succeeding or failing based on what they said they wanted to do. So that's what we're going to talk about. Okay, are you ready? I think typically 3 to 5 years that one job is healthy. I'm gonna put that under change in circumstances. You're not wrong, but like, I'm talking about people who go to VTubing again. Reasons. Interesting discussion. I'm glad you think this will be interesting. I also think this is an interesting discussion. Okay. Let me put text on the screen that says exactly what we're discussing. Analysis of VTuber activities post-corpo. Whoops, spelled that correct actually. Grad. Because I have some very controversial and strong opinions about the activities of VTubers after they graduate corporations. And I've realized recently that perhaps my expectations were unreasonable. So we're going to be discussing them. And whether I should be expecting more or if they are succeeding in what they want to do. And I just don't have a good grip on reality. You give it a stroke. Ah! Don't clip that. No, as if anyone has ever clipped me ever. Where's the stroke? Where's the stroke? Outline. I make it purple since my background's so purple. Okay. Okay, sorry. Are we looking at VTubers in all view ranges, looking at people who are still popular? I'll be honest, I'm focusing specifically on Niji and Hololive people. People who were corpo, had a huge fan base, or at least, you know, a sizable fan base, and then are trying to capitalize on that fan base post-graduation. So it will not include, I mean, hasn't happened yet, but to my understanding, Mume will not be becoming a VTuber post-graduation. So that kind of thing is not what we're talking about. We're just discussing like a VTuber who is a VTuber in a company and then they become a VTuber outside the company. That is specifically what I'm discussing. So like also, what's his name? Oh God. What is his name? He was in Niji Sanji. And now he's a face streamer. What's his name? Quinn! Yes, sorry, Quinn. So like Quinn, for instance, like he graduated and he has a VTuber model, but he doesn't, he's not really a VTuber. Like the kind of content he makes is not like quote unquote like VTuber content, right? So like he doesn't really fit into the discussion we're having. Because it's just he wanted to do something that was just completely outside the paradigm that we're discussing right now. But we're going to talk about like people who were VTubers who are no longer VTubers, because I want to discuss like why couldn't they do this in the company, right? But it's closer to a pyrocynical, that's true, yeah. Okay. Like what about this change? I'm sure, I'm by the way confident that every person who's graduated is happier post-graduation. And oops, sorry, I accidentally calibrated myself. Okay, I'm confident that every person who's graduated is happier post-graduation, and they should be proud of the content and work that they're doing, because it's hard to be an indie VTuber. But I have unrealistic expectations for a streamer who achieved really incredible things in a company and are now indie. I have really high expectations for them as a fan. This is personally as a fan. So I want to discuss the achievements of VTubers post-corpo graduation. Because I think there are VTubers who are doing really incredible things that they couldn't do before, and there are VTubers that I feel disappointed in. And not because, I mean, I know for a fact that like there's stuff going on, but that's what we're gonna discuss. Not roasting. I wanna discuss in depth, like, okay, a VTuber has graduated. They are now indie. And let's skip past the whole process of like the debut and getting the model and stuff, because that's a whole thing. It takes a long time and it's very tough. But we're gonna skip past that. We're gonna skip past that because like it's its own thing. I want to discuss like, for instance, Nimi. She's in Hololive. She can't make ASMR. She goes indie. Genuine question, guys. Is she making ASMR right now? I know she has an ASMR channel. I'm not subscribed to it, so she probably is. But I don't know. What's the name of her ASMR channel? I heard she made one video. Where does she link her? I'm not seeing it linked everywhere. Not really, not yet. She's mostly playing games. Okay, so I'm on her channel right now, her YouTube channel. And she streams fairly regularly. I know she took a lot of breaks. I do follow her on Blue Sky. I think she mentioned she outgrew ASMR? But didn't she say both before she graduated and as Nimi that she was excited about making ASMR? Maybe she just said that. It was my impression, and so this is what I want to discuss as well. Like, their statements versus their actions is basically the crux of this conversation. A VTuber's statements about what they want to do versus their actions of what they actually end up doing as an independent VTuber. That's what I want to discuss. So, because Nimi, my understanding was that one of the big reasons she left was because she wanted to do more ASMR. So saying she grew ASMR, she never really did ASMR after she graduated. I know it's only been a few months, but it's been a few months. It's been 3 months, guys. That's a fourth of the year. She did an ASMR video on her old channel as one of the rewards from her recent charity stream. Well, because she said, she said like, oh, my ASMR videos are going to be posted on this separate channel, on her old channel. She said that. She said she did a lot of ASMR in Hololive because she felt insecure that it was the only thing that set her apart, but she grew into being a player. Interesting. Doesn't that directly... When did she say that in Hololive or as Nimi? Because I swear to God, I heard her say that she wasn't allowed to do it. But maybe she said that as Fauna? Okay, see, well, you can't fully trust that, can you? I don't know. YouTube is cracking down on ASMR. Okay, that's a fair reason. YouTube won't let her do ASMR. She did do ASMR. See, that's what I'm literally asking. Like, I genuinely don't know. I can't find her freaking channel. What's her channel name? What's her ASMR channel name? So maybe she just took a long time to warm up to it, or maybe people keep being like, "Where's your ASMR?" Lemon Leaf? Oh, okay. It's like her old channel. I thought she would have changed the name at least. Oh my God, not me searching Lemon Leaf ASMR and it comes up as Lemon Leaf ASMR drama. Okay, she has made a single video. It was 2 weeks ago. Interesting. I think my point stands, but maybe she's gonna start making more. I don't know. I liked how Nimi had merch ready frame 1 upon her reemergence. I thought that was funny too. Smart, very smart. The big thing, okay. You guys want to talk about the biggest reason everyone's graduating right now? I guarantee you, they have a format to follow now, you guys. People like Kason, people like Doobie graduating and finding huge success with a very followable format. Like, okay, I make a model that's like kind of close in visuals to my old one, but like the lore can be whatever. And you know, you know, there's like a format they can follow now. So that's people, if you're in a corporation and you're like, oh, Nimi debuted to 80,000 people and sold hundreds of plushies within a minute. You're like, oh, well, if one of your big reasons is money, you're like, well, shit. What am I doing here? They're taking half my cut, right? And also, no one leaves the rocket ship on the way up. Yeah, that's true. I would definitely argue that Hololive is plateauing at the very least. They can follow a format, but rarely do they evolve beyond it. See, yes, but that's a good point. How would you? I'll be honest. As a fan, I do prefer that they have a model that is like a little bit close. And it makes perfect sense to me that they do that because there are lots and lots of people. Rather, I should say, I feel like if they don't have a specific vibe to them that is totally different than their corpo, which happens also, like, you know, like maybe this is completely like I don't know, like, oh, maybe I don't know, like if Crony were to graduate or something, right? Crony's indie VTuber is gonna be unrecognizable from the old one, right? So like that kind of thing. But like generally speaking, if you don't have like a really big brand incongruity like that with your personal self and your model, I feel like it makes a lot of sense to be similar because a lot of fans, insanely, the model is like a huge reason they like it. I mean that's a huge percentage of fans, I would argue. I wouldn't be at all surprised if Senzawa comes back and is, you know, a fish girl or whatever, right? I think part of it is that they once they have the freedom to experiment, they might find that what they wanted to do isn't as good or enjoyable as some other things that they came up with. Can I say something controversial? And actually, so when we wrote this here, these are from the mind of the VTuber. But in an actual business sense, content creators, period, all content creators, they generally don't have like a good marketing mindset. So like they'll be like, and this is not even just content, it's everybody. Everybody has this. Most people are not marketers. They're not like creative visionaries. So like, you know, when you are coming up with a character, you're like, well, I like this character. I think this character is really cute. And so one of the big things about being in a company is that they make a character that's a profitable plushie, okay? Right? But like when you're an indie and you're like, okay, you have to start from scratch. It's like, yeah, this character's cute and maybe there's something about it that, you know, you try to follow some sort of format or something, but like it's not a marketable plushie. I want to give a specific example, but I don't want to be me. I don't want to be me. There are two types of graduations. People who want to do more ambition and people who want to do less. Okay, and that I think is the ultimate issue in my brain. Because I completely agree with that take. Because ultimately speaking, if you leave the company, you only have to do half as well to make the same amount of money. And I think that breeds a lot of laziness is the wrong word. It's absolutely the wrong word because people aren't being lazy. But like, it doesn't give them any drive. Like there's no reason to go above and beyond. Right? It's like, well, what's the point in putting in all this effort? Complacency. Yes, thank you. Complacency is absolutely correct. Complacency is the word. Yeah, complacency. And that bums me out because in my brain, I'm like, oh, graduation. They're gonna become an indie. I can't wait to see what they do next, right? When a corporate VTuber graduates and they're trying to be optimistic, they're like, I'm optimistic for the future. I have things I want to do I can't do here. Whatever. I'm excited for those things that they're gonna do post-graduation. And I have been burned more than once on VTubers leaving a corporation specifically because they said they couldn't do what they wanted to do there and then didn't feel like they did it as an indie either. Because they're doing less than they did before. And I want to discuss that because on a surface level, as a fan, I am disappointed. But I also understand the circumstances behind it. So first of all, there's complacency, which is a personal problem. But two, like they've lost all of that support, that project planning, that money, all of that, those things that they didn't have to think about before, they now have to actively do themselves. So even something is just like putting out like a music video or something. Let's assume, let's make some assumptions that are not true of anybody, but let's assume that for some reason you're a VTuber who wants to do music, but you don't really care that much about how the music video looks, okay? You're really excited about singing the song, but you don't care that much about the music video. If you're in a company, hypothetically, you can say like, okay, I want to do a cover of this song. Here are some bullet points about how I want it to look. And then it happens, assuming everything goes well. You get that video delivered later. If you're an independent VTuber and you're like, I want to do this video, you're like, okay, now I have to go out and find the artist. I have to find the mixer. I have to find the editor. I have to find the I think that's pretty much everything. But like, you see what I mean? And then you have to talk to each of those people constantly. It's a huge amount of time and mental load. Huge. Even just for something that previously would have been fairly simple. Hypothetically, assuming that the company is doing those kinds of things. You know, if they're not, you know, it's a whole other thing, but part of what, okay, so what if what they wanted to do was stream without doing any of the extra stuff? And that's fair. That's the overwork part that we talked about. Like, you're having to do stuff that you didn't really care about in the first place. You just want to be a streamer. And that is like the fundamental disagreement that I have philosophically that I don't understand. Because personally, this is where I say it's a completely unreasonable expectation. I don't like content creators who just stream. That's personally not what I want. And it's also not what I do as a VTuber. You have never. Well, I mean, I guess you could argue that like my cleaning streams, but those, I don't know. So part of the problem is that me as a human being do not vibe with the entire premise of being a live streamer, which is part of the reason I don't really stream anymore. Ame would do all of that even inside Hollow. So that is why I was very excited about Ame's graduation. Specifically, when Amelia Watson graduated, I had zero negative feelings whatsoever, because in my mind, I was absolutely certain that, okay, she's gonna become an independent. She's gonna do really cool things. And actually, I had similar thoughts about Selene as well. Selene was doing incredible stuff inside Nijisanji, right? And she still is doing, you know, very cool things. Oh, that's actually another thing, connections. Like, if you want to do an event, you have a built-in group of people, and that's part of team and connections. Like, if you want to do a big event, you just have to like put a message in the Discord, like, hey, who wants to join my big event? But if you're an independent VTuber, oh my God, you have to like, it's like, I would assume it's like pulling teeth. Trying to get people from outside your immediate circle, which is now very small as an independent VTuber, to join your stuff. We need more creators like Lua, where streaming happens once in a blood moon, yeah. I don't dislike just streaming, but it needs to be more than just streaming the same few popular games every big streamer does. Yeah, that's fair. Like, there has to be some sort of creative, like some sort of thought put into it. Like, you know, like people who do like, who are like retro game streamers. Like, I feel like that is very much like a specific vibe that is really cool. Like if you have a specific like, niche is the wrong word because it's not just niche, it's also like creative direction. I feel like Niji and Hollow are both publicly traded companies and its own objectives of growth metrics. Well, yeah. Would it be smaller? I feel like a post-Hololive grad would have a lot of VTubers reaching out to connect with that talent. Well, yes, a lot of people would be reaching out, but like, if you are a post-Hololive grad, I think that probably you have like a certain, like, and I don't mean this is shade. This is not shade. This is just like a genuine fact of the matter, right? Like, there's a certain level of VTuber that you would be interested in collabing with actively, right? And those people are very busy and probably bad communicators. Not everybody. And then of course those people also have their own management, which, you know, every time there's a level of management, it just it will just add more bureaucracy. Oh my gosh, my little preview here is like an hour behind. That's crazy. I'm gonna pause that. Okay. So my point is, I was really excited about Doobie, and she has great ambitions, and I do feel for her because actually she just put out a very long statement on her YouTube about why she hasn't been able to accomplish those ambitions, and I do feel for her quite a lot. Let's read it. So that goes into the like life circumstances thing, right? It's like no one's there to like pick up the slack. Oops, if you can't. Okay, about a week ago, I mean, it's quite long. There's no point in me reading it, but like basically, she's like, I've got some cool things to show you. I'm really excited. Literally my like home setup is like not very conducive to streaming, and that bums me out. Did you have similar feelings about Coco if she graduated similar to what you discussed with Ame? Yes, I do. I think that Coco, as a VTuber, was an extremely creative streamer who was constantly trying to push the boundaries of what it means to be a VTuber. And I do not feel the same ambition from Kason. Doobie's doing actual Hollywood work? There's nothing to indicate that that's the case. Is she? I don't know. No, nothing has indicated that Ame... Fuck! I have such an issue with this because in my brain I really do conflate them as being all the same people, which I shouldn't. Coco and Ame are the two that came to mind for me as well. Coco and Ame are like two of my favorite VTubers of all time. Top 3. Easy. Do these graduates have enough money to retire? No, they absolutely don't. Like if they wanted to stop streaming completely, I guarantee you they would have to get a non-streaming job. 100%. No, there's no way. I mean, to retire, and I mean that literally from that is not a comment on how much money they made. I just mean literally, at least if you're American. I mean, I don't know about Japan, but if you're American, to retire at the age in your 20s, you would need literally multiple millions of dollars. Maybe like 5 million or something. Like, it's actually crazy. You need an actual comical amount of money to retire that young. It's just not possible. Just move to Thailand. Even Coco and Abe were mostly just doing plain game streams most of the time, but everyone else, yeah. Now they don't really have that contrast. That's, yeah, I agree. VTuber makes a lot, but they have to reinvest it. No, yeah, I mean, yes, but I don't think they have enough to reinvest. I don't think they have enough to reinvest. I mean, consider Kason, who is the most open about her financials and notoriously made an absolute shitload of money before she graduated. It's the public. It's on the fucking super chat scoreboards. Like, we know. and we know because she talks about her taxes and stuff. So, like, at least for Coco, we have, like, a good ballpark. And it's not millions, okay? And even if it is hundreds, and it is hundreds of thousands, but even if that's the case, like, even reinvesting hundreds of thousands is not gonna get you to retirement. It's just not. At this young age, before even in the age of 30 or like around 30, it's just not gonna get you to retirement with this current economy. Kason? I don't think that Kason... I have absolutely no idea how taxes work. If you're abroad and if you have citizen in America, but you like are a permanent resident abroad, or is Kason even a citizen of America? Genuinely no idea. Who knows? Maybe she invested in NVIDIA. We don't know, and we shouldn't know. These are the kinds of questions we don't have the answers to, but they are relevant to the discussion. That's fair. I feel both Coco and Ame would frequently be very creative on everyday, yeah, just chatting. Yeah, I agree. That's the thing. So, like, even on a very, like, micro level, the things that shouldn't really take a lot of work, like even just putting streams into a packaging, some sort of creative direction or whatever, they have clearly made the decision, even if they are an ambitious and creatively minded person, something happened either, I mean, it's probably mostly just time. I guarantee you it's just time. They don't have time to do that stuff, but they did an analysis somewhere in their brain, somewhere in the back of their brain, like, it is not worth my time to put additional effort into my streams when I'm going to make the same amount of money. Or I'm going to have to find the same amount of success from it. I feel like Doobie at least has still been doing that a fair bit, even if it's just like throwing OBS filters at the game streams. Yeah, but Doobie has also not been streaming very much. So I mean, and I understand that it's her family issues. So like, I'm not putting that on her. But like, the amount of streaming is the other thing. So like, if you're like Kason and you're streaming like every day, or Nimi's also streaming right now, I feel like there's an obvious, in general, in life, if you're streaming all the time, you don't have time to make streams special. And what's the point? What's the point of making streams special if they're just gonna get the same viewership as your usual streams? We need finance VTubers? I actually agree with that. I was actually talking with Farah about this just the other day. I actually think that specifically they have to be a girl. Sorry guys, it's just the fact of the matter. If you had a female in like financial, political investment streamer, VTuber, She would pop off. I would love to see it. Genuinely. I would watch. I've been watching a ton of like if they were even just doing the same thing as like the Caleb guy, that format is really popular right now where they investigate people's financials. Just steal Ame's shtick. Be a detective, but then like investigate people's financials. Isn't that cute? I would do it if I was, you know, at all educated in financial stuff. And her name, Matara Khan. MSNBC Mad Money with Pecora. Oh, see, that's what I'm saying though. Like this would be such good content. This is a free idea for any accountants out there who want to become, who have thought about becoming VTubers. Guarantee you it would go super well. Financial content creators right now are like really popping off because the economy is doing really bad. There is a CPA TikTok that's really popular. VTuber specifically, Caleb Hammer financial audit, but they make other VTubers, make sure other VTubers are investing wisely. That's what I'm saying. I've been trying to think of how to do content related to game dev, graphics, probably highly edited videos to make most sense. Yeah, that's tough. I'm reaching back and thinking about that. Honestly, game dev is one of the few things that okay, now this is just my own. See, part of the problem is like, okay, to explain a little bit about my comments earlier about like what my expectations as a VTuber and fan, the reason I am a VTuber is because VTubing as a digital media is fascinating. It is, there's so much room for creative input. Literally the sky is the limit. Like I'm as the VTuber, I'm sitting in this living room, but why the hell am I sitting in a living room? I could have been up on a spaceship. Like you can do anything and it's basically free. I mean, it costs time, but like it's basically free if you have the skills to do it. VTubing is like a really, really incredible platform. And the thing about VTubing is that these are stuff that I would have been doing personally before I was a VTuber, or I was doing personally as a VTuber before. But being a VTuber gives an end to the means. Because before I would just do stuff for nobody and for no reason. But if you have an audience who's interested in the kinds of things that you make consistently, time costs money too. No, you're right. No, you're right. You're right. But I mean, I'm talking about people who are striving to become professional VTubers, right? How expensive do you think Doobie's 3D studio is? Okay, this is a complete random guess. This is a complete ballpark. I think that she has 6 Prime 13 OptiTrack cameras. How much does that cost? I don't know why I think this, by the way, just like, oh shit, OptiTrack just put out new cameras. Oh, interesting. Okay, I think that she uses Prime 13 cameras. Each one is $2,500. I'm grabbing a calculator. I think that she has somewhere around 6. 6 times 2,500 plus the cost of the software, which is like $10,000. Let me look. I'm gonna click build my system. Actually, it's gonna just do all this for me. So I'm doing animation. I want Prime 13s. Okay, let's say it's 8, sure. Just because that's what they... Okay, $27,000. So about $30,000 because there's also tax and shipping. So about $30,000. And that doesn't count the gloves, which I feel like maybe she has... And that also doesn't count the suit. Maybe like $35,000? The challenge is VTubers and audience are global. Some finance rules apply everywhere, though. Yeah, but I think that... Yeah, that's fair. Don't forget the jungle gym. I have no idea how much the jungle gym costs. Maybe minus 10K if she got them secondhand. I guess it's hard to find them secondhand. I was also trying to figure out whether she uses gloves or not. I don't think she does though. I think she just tries to put markers on her hand, which doesn't really work with very well with the OptiTrack cameras. She did a bunch of renovation too. She mentioned Mama Watson helped with the negotiations. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, yeah, she might have spent. She probably spent $100,000 on her current VTubing setup. Probably. She probably spent somewhere about $100,000 for her current VTubing setup. She mentioned gloves. Okay, then she probably uses Manus gloves, which are another $6,000, $7,000. Code Miko would be proud. Yeah. Well, Code Miko's trying to make software that makes so you don't have to do this kind of shit. One day I'm gonna make my whole video series on at-home VTuber 3D production. One day. Anyways, what are some VTubers that you guys are disappointed in? Just joking. I think I got my feelings out, but I want to hear other perspectives, genuinely. Because I'm not interested in streamers who just stream video games. Frankly. Which is, you know, a controversial statement. You miss Gramps? That's interesting, because actually... Are you talking about Randon? I feel like he's making exactly the same content he used to make. But he's just more unhinged. So, oh yes, let me discuss this. Specifically in the case of Casper Catachini and Randon. Because I think they're so interesting, specifically. Or just, yes! Oh my god, sorry, I just saw your comment about, yes, React content is actually the bane of my fucking existence. React content? Oh my god. I can't stand React content. It is like the antithesis to the core of my being. Like, it makes sense. I understand its purpose. Its purpose is to fill time so that you get your streaming hours in. But oh my god, holy shit, I hate it. It's so low effort. One thing that always stuck out to me was how Kason finally got to do her morning show the way she wanted to and then abandoned it in like 2 weeks. That's what I'm talking about. I've been thinking you could get really far with just baked animations, poses in 3D and some skilled piloting. Oh, 100%. Yeah, you literally can. I mean, Warudo itself, just built in, has like hundreds of animations. Not just do they have hundreds of animations, they'll specifically have like sitting down start, sitting down loop, sitting down end. Like you can, and people, by the way, have used Warudo to do like Code Miko level stuff. There's like people who've made systems for like controlling it with the video game controller and stuff. Sorry, tangent. Randon is the same. That's the great part. TPH, what I want to see the most is Doobie. It's for consulting work. I agree. Casper had a rocky start, but I'm looking forward to the new rig. I am also looking forward to the new rig. I agree he had a rocky start. I think it really... I get the impression... Because, by the way... I have been watching Casper's content more consistently than most VTubers who leave corporations. Randon as well. And I think that Casper, I mean, obviously, Casper has very high ambitions. There's something going on. There's some sort of disconnect happening, I feel like, where he... And and you know what? It probably is just purely a marketing thing. Like, and he is pushing through his lack of marketing skills with pure skill, I think. Because like, if you look at like Professor Lando, I think Professor Lando is extremely successful because the marketing is perfect. Well, I mean, the marketing is perfect, the content is funny, but clearly he felt boxed in by that format, which is like very fair. And whatever else reasoning he left face streaming completely. I still don't, I'll be honest, I don't really fully understand why he left face streaming for VTubing, because I feel that Professor Lando's strengths lied more in face streaming than VTubing. And he discussed this. He said that he thinks that his strengths lie more in VTubing. But I've yet to understand where is that's coming from. Like I have yet to see what those things are, and I'm a little bit confused about that. But I am also excited. Casper Catachini is debuting fully in 5 days, so I hope that goes well for him. Because I think that Casper got really, I mean, he said this. He had a real emotional shakeup, and he was very disappointed in how his like return to VTubing happened, and I think that really just screwed him up. Not to armchair psychologist. I don't fucking know the guy. Feels like VTubing is tough to do, and more in terms of tech and other production stuff like iShow speed. 100,000%. Which is why I was about to call this stream, I don't understand why people become VTubers. Because for me, the reason I became a VTuber is to do tech stuff. So sometimes I feel like when you're a VTuber and you do not take advantage of the incredible technology associated with being a VTuber or don't even try to, I really question why people are VTubers in the first place. There were lots of people like that, like Sunny Briscoe, who's theorized to be. Oh, don't even get me started about Sunny Briscoe. I'm aware of all of that. I didn't watch Lando, so I can't understand. So on a wild guess, maybe he's tired of the lewd. Yeah, well, he kind of mentioned that. So I guess maybe, yeah, he just didn't like the jokes that his audience was making. But he specifically said that, like, he very specifically said, like, there are things that I can do as a VTuber that I can't as a face streamer that I think suit my skills more. But I just still don't understand what those are. Like, you can make animations as, like, I think his, first of all, Casper Catachini's comedy is very, he's so funny. He's very funny. He has very high ambitions, and he wants to do all kinds of creative projects, which I just respect on a personal level, but doesn't really mean anything in this context. He's a great animator and storyteller. Like, he can create really great creative things. And he's really good at, like, improv and that kind of stuff, which, like, are those two things together. But I don't know. I mean, he was doing that as a face streamer, so I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that he can I think his idea was that he would switch characters constantly, because that's, like, that is the conceit of the Casper Catachini character, is that he's a spy that, like, switches personas. But, like, so anyways, I'm excited to see after he debuts. I guess that's we'll see. I hope he keeps up the excitement. I hope he's not lost his sparkle for VTubing. You know what's a little nonsensical to me? How's Hollow EN's footprint in terms of a branch? There was the Dodgers collab and the US tour, right? Anything else? I have no idea. Post-Myth debut, everyone wanted to join VTubing to become part of the new thing. I constantly feel bad for not pushing the medium. I regret not having decades of experience making art. You are pushing the medium, Tom. Don't short sell yourself. You literally are pushing the medium. You were making desktop buddies way before everybody else. You're making tools for streamers. You made the heart rate monitor. You are pushing the medium forward. I'm not a laurel rester? Oh, yeah, okay. I was like, I couldn't read that on my screen for some reason. Anonymous nature of the avatar could be more attractive, but the secondary, like, kayfabe. Should I care about any of that? I just want to stream. Yeah, so I guess... I didn't even think about kayfabe being a creative outlet, but it absolutely is. 100,000%. But... that's also not what people are doing. Sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice. I don't talk this much ever. Oh my god. I remember the time I rated an artist. One of my viewers asked him when you were going to become a VTuber, and he said, I don't have insecurities, so I won't. Accurate. That's not to be very, very rude. Well... I mean, okay, ultimately, there are 3 reasons you would become a VTuber. 1, creative stuff like me. I think we are in the vast majority. I think the vast majority of people are not necessarily interested in the creative side of VTubing, be that either like technical side or kayfabe. 2, marketing. I mean, quite frankly, it's an incredible marketing tool. It's really crazy how much of a built-in audience VTubing has. And even if you're only getting 5 viewers, those 5 viewers would have taken you 3 years, 4 years, 5 years to get if you were not a VTuber. Just fact of the matter. And then the 3rd reason is that, like, you just are insecure and, like, you're gonna stream anyways, but, like, you just don't want to show your face. Or, like, all the things that are related to not showing your face. Plenty of which are not insecurities. not having a good room or something, or maybe you think like, oh, I probably need to show some sort of face, but I don't want to show my face in general. It's like just the basic idea. I think I'm also more on Louis' side with interest in tech and behind the scenes. More interested in a VTuber model showcase tweet than probably watching the streams. Literally. That's so me! Oh no, that's so me! Literally, yesterday, Vienna was debuting a new model, and I tuned in her stream just to see the model and see the rig, because the rig was Cilia. And she was going so slowly that I just tuned out, but like, so I only got to see her feet. But like, I literally just cared about seeing the model. Oh, that's so me. That's so me. In informational security, sure, yeah. Everyone wears a mask. Why not an anime girl one? That's valid. I consider that to be a creative reason though. But yeah. Oh, a genuine question for the people in here who have ever streamed as a VTuber. Why? And I would like to hear the reason that you're a VTuber, specifically a VTuber, not streamer. For me, it's definitely insecurity, and it's fun to have a little guy. I think insecurity is one of the reasons there's way more female VTubers than male. Interesting. Oh, God. I felt it's a waste to make models and not one for myself. Well, so that's creative. Transgender? Valid. Which, by the way, like, maybe if we have time, maybe if you guys are into it, YouTube put out a huge PDF document about VTubers. YouTube, the company, put out a huge PDF document about VTubers. And I thought it was very interesting, actually. So maybe we can go through that. Character creation, so creative. An anthropological experiment, like when Jane Goodall lives with gorillas. Okay. So you're dog fooding yourself? At first it was a tech curiosity, now it's a creative outlet. I don't have to show my face. I wanted to learn Live 3D, so okay, fair. For me, it's because I thought VTubing tech had a lot more potential than just a face cam that could be part of the content in its own right. Yeah. What an old cheap iPhone and planned on streaming. That's as far as I got. You know, you can just get models too. Like, there's a lot of really, really, really incredible pre-made VTuber models. 3D and 2D. I want to understand the VTuber, so I chose to live among them. Yeah, you're dog fooding. Tom is dog fooding. VTubing. It is very TTRPG. We need a dog bowl asset. Wait, that's probably a thing. 1 second. It's almost certainly a thing. Water though has this great thing where you can just like search. No, not really. Dog? I can become a hot dog. How quickly can I become a hot dog from this moment? TBH, I was learning how to rig in Live CD, watched Hololive for reference, and said, wow, this could be me. Bug bit me. Literally, though. So what happened for me, by the way, is I kept telling myself, I'm not going to become a VTuber. I'm not going to become a VTuber. I kind of kept telling myself because I kind of knew that would be something I would want to do. And I'm like, no, but I've never really been that interested in live streaming, particularly because I don't like talking to people, at least in real life. And I was like, well, I'm just like, no one's going to be there, right? So it's like, it's just me talking to myself, which is not bad. I kind of do that anyways, but like I don't know, it just didn't necessarily the community side of it to me has absolutely never been appealing to me as a VTuber. And I'll be honest, well, to be clear, I do not think that almost anybody sets out to be a professional streamer because they want a community. Professional streamer. I do not think that anyone genuinely sets out to become a professional streamer because they want a community. But tell me if I'm wrong. Because I think if you ask a lot of streamers, they'll say like, oh, I wanted to become a streamer because I wanted to meet people or whatever, like have a community. I don't know. I can't imagine myself ever thinking that. So we're schizomaxing here. I know, right? Made a PNG tuber in VDoTube mini based on some art. How fun. But yeah, anyway, so I kept saying I'm not gonna become a VTuber. Literally 2 days after Hololive EN debuted, I made my little lucky Twitter. Maybe we think why I wanted to try VTubing. I guess I like to do more drawing stuff, and the experience of how art came to be as it is interesting. Yeah. Yeah, VTubing is an art form, Okay, how do I put this hot dog on my head? Prop? Hot dog? What the hell? Okay, what are those UI? Could really use some work. Ah! How do I move it? Hey! See, if I was a real person, I couldn't spawn a costume from nowhere. Like, this is the kind of shit that just really is just really incredible and special about VTubing. This is why I do it. This is what it's all about. You've seen a lot of V-tweeters who say they want a community? Yeah. Well, that's people who just want friends. Like, people say community when they mean friends. Those are two different things. I think I wanted to find people who were similarly minded and would get into the medium, but I didn't think much about building a community. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Couldn't give less of a shit about building a community. I really appreciate you guys being here, and I think that the people who watch me are very introspective, hot people, as one person might say. And I really appreciate that. I think that you guys have really great things to say, and I like to hear what you have to say. Isn't that the goal of AI? Real-time rendering a hot dog on my head? Yes. However, me putting a hot dog on my head is not going to change the way our economic system operates. You know what I mean? Like, there's not like vast societal implications for me putting a hot dog on my head. Yes, yeah. Well, you know, when we don't use real actors anymore for anything, and it's all virtual people, and then it starts being anime girls in Hollywood movies, you know, then maybe we're talking. I kind of need a context to interact with people, otherwise I default to assuming no one cares what I have to say. Completely agree. Yeah, I completely agree with that. We unfortunately don't live in a Frankfurter-based economy. True. I love changing forms midstream. By the way, speaking of, let me show you my other outfit. Man, I'm like Amaranth in here changing about outfits. This is the other one. Hi. This is the one that I have had, but I just fixed it up for water though. Although there's something wrong. There's something going wrong with the hood. I don't know what that's about. News? Oh, you know what it probably is? Might be something with the magic cloth. But I did mark the whole shirt as invalid except for the sleeves. So everything Oh, it's not moving. Is it? Wait, are the hoodie ties moving? Oh yeah, they are. They're moving. Okay, we're good. Whoa, looks familiar. Ah, bad angle. I have a friend that's a face streamer, but since I was her only reference, she always was trying some crazy VTuber stuff, lol, Snapchat filters, or somebody just outright cosplaying. How fun! I love that. I'm just thinking about how every person who rolls into the VTube studio Discord asking how to pipe TTS into their VTuber because they're making an AI streamer. So, I have a tool on my, okay, so if you Google, or at least at one time, if you YouTube search how to make AI VTuber, a tutorial will come up that tells you to use my tool, which I find very funny. So there's a bunch of people who have accidentally, it's free, but they've accidentally purchased my desktop audio to VTube Studio tool. Yeah, I have an itch.io So unfortunately, the only cool tool that I like on there, to be honest, will no longer work because Twitch changed their API. They deprecated a large part of their API. So my two best tools on here will no longer work, but it says I have a lot of gross revenue and I don't know how to get that out of Twitch or get that out of Itch.io. But if you are so curious, this is my Itch.io. I'm not doing anything with it, but just if you were curious about the things that I've made. Oh yeah, I have a stream where we made Tap the Cube. Boo, Twitch API, boo. So agree, so agree. Should we go through this document that YouTube made? Let me pull it up. Oops, what the hell? Okay. Let me find it. No longer doing this stuff. People are trying to talk to me at work. How dare they? Don't they know? It's Easter. Okay, here we go. Is crowd control karaoke and Christmas tree emojis still working, or did they get borked? They got borked. I honest to God have no idea where this PDF was. Wait. Okay. Yeah, okay, let's go through. Sorry. Let's go through it. Let me get a window capture going. Okay. Bam. Let's talk about this. So this is a 14-page document. In terms of disappoints with VTuber tech, as someone that's not that into music, kind of disappointed how much 3D VTuber events is music as skits versus skits and other shenanigans. Well, I'll tell you, skits and other shenanigans are way harder to make because you have to program them from scratch, whereas music, you just have to make them move and sing, right? There's a very simple video audio element, and frankly, I'll be honest, I prefer music events. I like concerts and stuff. I remember downloading a virtual cable to send audio from a programmed registers and mic. Yeah, that's the funny thing about my stupid desktop VTuber thing is that you can just do exactly what you just said. You don't need my thing. PDF React stream. Okay, so let's talk about this. So this is a PDF that YouTube itself put out all about VTubers. And it's actually, in my opinion, very good. But I have not actually read the text. I just skimmed it, okay? So let's read the text together. The creator landscape is evolving. Hi, I'm Kat. I'm a VTuber. Cute. Actually commissioned art for this document. The launch of YouTube in 2005 brought with it the introduction of an entirely new type of creative professional, the creator. Uninhibited by I need to get good at reading. Uninhibited by industry gatekeepers, creators were able to bring their visions directly to broad audiences without needing to shape their content to fit any established norms or brand guidelines. Well, Now they do. That freedom afforded, sorry, I need to sneeze, them something invaluable that still eludes mainstream media today. Authenticity to side notes. Generated by Gemini? I don't think so. This feels real to me. Always evolving, YouTube is today being revolutionized by a new type of digital-born personality native to our virtual... I mean, look at how much effort is being put into this document. It's actually very high effort, I promise you. Enter, virtual creatives and artists. These animated digital avatars demonstrate that even after 20 years, YouTube creators are still surprising, delighting, and challenging us to broaden the circumstances of our appreciation for self-expression and creativity. And then they have some citations for the word authenticity on YouTube. You bet it's AI with redrawn hands? I did think about that. It does kind of look that way. But I think they at least commissioned someone, whether that person used AI or not, who knows? Because there's a bunch, well, there's more of that character in here. Yeah, it probably is AI. But I think they at least, there's some artists that touched it. There's some artists that chose to use AI, in my opinion. And at that point, I don't know what YouTube's supposed to do about it. Okay, our first mention of virtual creators and artists came in our 2020 Culture and Trends report as we touched on VTubers as an emerging phenomenon. But it's clear that they are having a breakthrough moment. It's funny. So it's really funny to me that they post this as Gura is graduating. That's the funny part to me because, like, I actually agree that VTubers are becoming mainstream. Like, I asked someone in my class, I'm taking a class, and they knew about VTubers, which, to be honest, like, based on the people in the class, there's no reason they should have known about VTubers. So I do think that people are saying that Gaogura is the end of an era, but I'll be honest, guys, I think the next era is gonna be way bigger. I think that we are leaving the era of, like, VTuber norms and going into the era of VTubers as normal mainstream content creators. Now, that said, the issue is that live streamers are not even mainstream yet, so... But if VTubers are already the norm when live streamers become mainstream, I think that is better. Did I see that Mint had an article in Business Insider? Sorry. I saw it that someone said that happened, but I did not read it. Last year, a sample of just 300 virtual creators on YouTube earned over 15 billion views across videos, live streams, and shorts, with 1 billion of those views coming from the US alone. That's not that many. 1 billion of these videos coming from the US is actually not great. Not surprised. That's actually a low number in my opinion, because YouTube by far, my understanding at least of actual viewership, I felt like I was under the impression that America was a huge percentage of it, especially for English speaking content. But I guess I would have liked to know how many of these billions of views are from Japan is my question, basically. Broadly, last summer they drove viewership of gaming content, pushing Grand Theft Auto into the #1 spot for most viewed game on live streams for the month of June. That's because of the what did they call it? VCR event, VHS event, whatever it's called. In the mainstream, virtual singer Hatsune Miku. There's a lot of mention of Hatsune Miku. They do say that it's different, but they do mention Hatsune Miku a lot in this. 5 years ago, it would have been easy to dismiss virtual creators and artists as fad. Today, they're undeniably significant players in driving culture in a rapidly evolving online creative landscape. That's just 300 creators. That's fair. If they had counted all VTubers, probably would be a much higher percentage of US views. Okay. Annual views of videos related to VTubers. Of course, VTubers, as you may or may not know, Kizuna I debuted in 2016, so this is an understandable graph. Look how much it went down because of COVID ending. I like how the whole point of this is like culture, explosion, and then like the graph clearly shows that it's peaked already. I find that kind of funny. Current virtual creator landscape. Who is this? Who is this? I've never seen this before. Or is this just for Roblox? What is that? At first glance, the virtual YouTuber community may seem homogenous, but there are landscapes of virtual creators. Specifically, what kinds of virtual creators there are is a diverse one. We'll explore 4 different types. So there's VTuber, which is, anime. gaming, which is I think they mean like, well, I don't know. I don't consume a lot of this, but I know there's a lot of people in the kids space that do this. Artists, so like idols. This is AKB's Indonesia branch. They have I don't know if these are the girls. I actually have questions about that. I actually didn't know if they were like publicly known who they were or not. But yeah, AKB's Indonesia branch has a VTuber subunit. And then there's Code Miko, of course. I'm feeling that the potential global recession is not going to help streamer economy. Well, it's not going to help anybody's economy. Defining virtual creator. A virtual creator is a constructed persona represented by a digital avatar, usually, but not always, created and performed by a real-life human being who behaves just like an actual creator. This phrase is funny to me. As if a human being would be piloting it, but not behaving like a human being. I guess that's kind of common, actually. CGI avatars. The avatar is not representative of the performer. The audience understands that the persona is a virtual persona and not the performer. And the creator or music must create in formats endemic to their platforms. What does this mean? This is some... I guess the idea is they can't be offline. That's not true, but I think that's what they're trying to say. Video game software, like, I mean, actually VR chat is technically in that. Live motion capture, other CGI tools, I guess they'd be like live chat, live CD. Holographic projection, they're just throwing Miku in here a lot. And artificial intelligence. Neurosama is mentioned a lot in this document, by the way. The virtual creator avatar isn't meant to resemble the performer, but embodies a distinct persona. A shared illusion invites both the creator and the audience to treat as an independent from its human counterpart, essentially an animated character existing in the real world, creating platform native content. Platform native content. Platform native. Anime inspired, video game, and digital realism. VTuber. When we say VTuber, we refer to a distinct type of on-screen persona, a virtual character living in the real world. An invention of Japanese online culture, VTubers almost monolithically resemble anime characters, both in the way that they look and how they interact with the world around them. Some VTubers are developed by agencies like Hololive in Japan, which treat them as intellectual property for branding. Smaller agencies operate like independent creators using the virtual persona to attract views and generate ad income. Also worth mentioning are the AI creators like Neurosama, a VTuber with nearly 500,000 subscribers whose presence is entirely run by an LLM. 16 of the 20 channels with the greatest super chat revenue of all time are VTubers. That's because only VTubers use the super chat feature properly. Of course YouTube's pushing this, but anyways. I think platform native content means they directly create stuff for YouTube, Twitch, instead of making platform independent stuff on their own sites and copying it to those platforms. Oh, that's fair. That is probably what that means. Gaming. 4.5. 1. Wow, I am disconnected from the youth. These are specifically discussing Roblox VTubers, basically. Dance challenges, and Roblox dance challenges. Virtual artists. JKT, that's the acronym. I forgot the acronym. And they just talk about whatever. So this, they're using Vocaloid as well. Interesting. Related to Hatsune Miku specifically, stop throwing Hatsune Miku in here! Oh, Plave and Maeve, K-pop. Interesting. We're not I mean, okay, so they do specifically say like, yeah, we're mentioning Miku, but she's actually not that. But then don't put her in here. I don't know. Okay, and then they talk about what I was actually very surprised about. I'm actually surprised they even knew about Ami Yamato, who was technically the first VTuber of all time. I mean, I guess if you... I'm not throwing an Annoying Orange in there. We're not discussing Annoying Orange. Everyone keeps mentioning Annoying Orange. They're even talking about... I've never even heard of this service. This is stupid. I'm not even gonna mention that. gonna look at this service that got linked. Oh, wait. Yes. I've heard of this. This one is like literally AI generated video. Dob Studio is. But they generate it based off video that you give them, or like, I don't actually know that part. Can we revisit your previous statement? In your opinion, how would you like to see, or how VTubers, wait, how would I like to or how do you see the VTube line going up? Well, the big thing, oh, sorry, I just realized that, the background is playing twice. So the reason that VTubing is so big in Japan is because a lot of people, regular, everyday schmoes, men go on the train to work, rather than watching TV, shows, traditional media, they watch live streamers. So the first shift that has to happen is that people in the US specifically, and the West in general, have to shift away from traditional media towards live streaming, which they already are. I mean, kids, like if you're below the age of 20 right now, you're not watching TV shows. You're watching live streamers. You're watching Aiden Ross, unfortunately. You're watching, you're watching that kind of stuff. So that's already the first thing that needs to happen. So it's going to just naturally happen in the next 5 or so years as those people become people with income. Right now they're not. But as all the kids, because I mentioned a couple of times where we talked, or you may know, that like kids were using the word chat to refer to the people around them. That's because they're watching live streamers exclusively. So those people just need to grow up a little bit more. So it's just gonna naturally happen. We're already there. We just have to wait. And then VTubers just have to make up a significant portion of those content creators, which they already do. So it's just gonna happen naturally. Chat, is this real? You can either put on your favorite VTuber stream, true crime podcast, or Andrew Tate Hustler University course. True and real. True and real. Okay. History of VTubing. I had never heard of this. I haven't even Googled it yet. Kyoko Date, first character developed to become a CGI idol. Her little sister, Ayana, would become a VTuber. Gorillas. Okay, by the way, chat. Every time I talk to my dad about VTubers, he brings up gorillas. And every time he forgets that we've already had this exact conversation. Every single time. Miku, Ami Yamato. I don't even know why she's here. Kizuna Ai. Actually, she's 2015? That doesn't even sound right to me. I don't know. I first heard about her in like 2020. Tokino Sora's in here. Niji Sanji's in here. KDA is in here. I like how some of them, they didn't have the like rights to use an image, so they just put random stuff. Hololive, Gaogura, Neurosama, Iron Mouse. This is a Wizard of Oz erasure? The Wizard was the first VTuber? Yeah, in some ways he was. People have attempted to manifest virtual creators for nearly 30 years. Well, if you're believing Tom, it's more like 100 years. But the conditions necessary to realize that aspiration have only really materialized recently. True, we already know all this. 57% of the people surveyed online from ages 14 to 44 watched a VTuber in the past 12 months. That's actually crazy to me, by the way, because this is a US survey specifically. I would not have thought it was that high. Very interesting. I like how specifically there's a lot about GTA 5. And then in Japan, apparently more kids want to become, I'm not talking about Japan. Japan's a whole other case. But in Japan, more kids want to become VTubers than they do normal streamers. Which is so valid. I always think about the 3D avatar stuff the Jim Henson Company cooked up in like the late 80s. Oh, well, I've talked about this before, but the Jim Henson Company also had a kids TV show that was literally a VTuber. It was live mocap rendering by the voice actors. It looked like shit. I can't remember what it's called though. I always forget the name. But there's an episode where he like literally walks through the wall and then talks to all the animators. My aunt watches a VTuber that she didn't know the term until recently. What VTuber? How old is your aunt? I'm actually so interested. Sid the Kid. Yes, Sid the Kid. Acer knew it. Sid the Kid. I think it's interesting how much the technology section doesn't say. I mean, I think this honestly is accurate though. Like, frankly, like, yes, we are getting better, but the big thing is that honestly, the big thing is just VTube Studio. That is literally what caused the entire boom. What is the end goal of Code Miko? Oh, the end goal of Code Miko, I'm not even joking. She has a software development company, so they're making a like VTuber metaverse type thing. I don't really fully understand like I don't fully understand the Mikoverse. I don't watch her enough to like fully understand their guiding principles behind making the Mikoverse, but like yeah, their thing that they exist to make and make money from is the Mikoverse. Bro, she's not answering to say hello at us. Hello / Alan Backett. Her push for hyperrealism confuses me? No, I disagree. I mean, I think that like people who aren't familiar, who don't care about anime and like stuff like that, and like people like my parents, they understand this a lot better. Lua hates reviewers. This is known. It is. It is known. I think it makes perfect sense to do hyperrealism. Now, that said, I actually think that, like, the biggest VTuber in the world in 5 years, I have a hard time seeing that the biggest VTuber in the world... Actually, no, I'll rephrase that. Well, I don't know. I would have thought, if you had asked me a year ago, I would have thought that the biggest VTuber in the world in 5 years is not going to be anime. I actually would say that they would be more like just normal cartoony. But, I don't know. Bully Daddle, the mocap tech, avatar tech improvements, just say innovations in software kind of puts me off, even if it should make sense for a biz dev. I mean, I don't know. I get it. I understand. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I get it. And, okay, that's the end of the document. Oh, now she can say bucket at me. Why anyone call me Alan Bucket? What wrong? My real name? Oh, sake on day. Did I say bucket? I said Backett. Alan Backett. / Alan Backett. Did my nasally voice make it sound like a U? Down with the humans? Frankly, yes. That one does look particularly AI-ish. What VTubing means for you and me. It's like an instructional video at this point. Our 2020 report suggests indicated that fewer than half of respondents were open to watching fewer than half of respondents. But the 2024 fandom trends report found that 57% of people watched virtual creators. With VTuber related videos averaging 50 billion views annually over the past 3 years. The moment for virtual creators has arrived. So I'll be honest, I don't disagree whatsoever that like virtual creators are the future. I fully do believe this, which is kind of funny because it actually, in my opinion, culturally goes hand in hand with the concept of a metaverse. It's just like the fundamental like shift that needs to happen in the social consciousness, the average person's brain, is they need to be okay with perceiving a human through an avatar, which people like my age and younger are perfectly happy doing because we have social media. But people my parents' age, I tell them about VTubers. Oh my god, I told my I told my dad's friend about VTubers, and she was like, why don't they want to be people? Why don't they want to show their face? Isn't that sad? That just makes me so profoundly sad. And I'm like, I don't understand that. I don't know. I don't understand that. How is the metaverse? Like, in general? Like, how's it going? Or like, how is this metaverse like? Me talking to the most pessimistic person I know. I wish I had your optimism, Lua. Me, I'm from the metaverse. I don't exist where politics are. Okay. The virtual creator and virtual artist have moved past technological novelty to creator archetype. That's true. That is genuinely true. Like, the average person could figure out how to become a VTuber in less than a week. And that's crazy, by the way. Virtual creation can be lightweight and casual. Becoming a VTuber requires technical effort, but games like Roblox offer an easier way to create virtual personas. Shorts trends like dance challenges show that the creator does not preclude casual content. Authenticity is contextual. Synthetic creators further reinforce quote-unquote authenticity as rooted in the message and the messenger rather than the appearance. VTubers find authenticity in synthetic personas, so must we. So, viewers find authenticity in synthetic personas, so must we. What an insane call to action from this document. The line between subculture and mainstream culture has blurred. I just bought more land in the metaverse. I remember Michi recently was talking about how she can't be in a family photos anymore for security reasons. Yeah. The amount of viewer graduations scares you? Or VTuber graduations? But like VTuber graduations, so we talked about it. We're on a totally different topic, unfortunately, now, but you missed our whole discussion about VTuber graduations. The thing is, and I sort of took this as a granted, they're all coming back. Like, the persona of Gaogura is no longer going to be in existence. But the person of Gaogura will exist more strongly than ever before. And it is very understandable, but a little bit sad to me that people are not willing to look past the artifice of the VTuber avatar, even if nothing else changes. It feels like we are, as humans, are very shallow. I feel like authenticity isn't a super useful term when discussing these things. Like, most people who are already creators will probably call them authentic regardless of anything. I agree. I think authenticity is a very inaccurate word in this case, especially considering that VTubers are pretending completely from the core of their being to be someone else. So I think authenticity is completely the wrong word. I think that they just mean that they're human and that they speak as a human and they're not AI. I think that's what they really mean by this, but I think that authenticity is maybe the wrong word. The human, the idea. The concept of a Gaogura. Authenticity is definitely way more of a thing, I think, for face streamers, but if you're pretending to be a character, I find it hard to find the authenticity. And it's honestly, if anything, VTubers are proof that people don't need authenticity, which I find to be very funny because it's actually a huge shift away from how YouTube has been for the past 20 years. YouTube has always been about authenticity, and that's why they stress this so much, by the way. Authenticity is one of YouTube's like guiding principles, so that's why they talk about this so much. But like, I actually don't necessarily agree that it's even relevant. As authentic as General So Chicken can pass for Chinese food. Exactly. That's a very apt thing. Anyways, that's the end of this document. Anyways, that's the end of this video. I'm gonna comment the video, subscribe to the video, and like the videos similar to this one. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I think my voice is giving out. I'm gonna head out. And I hope that, well, I mean, I will say our entire discussion, Chicken, was about like, do VTubers lose some of their Value seems way like an overstatement, but like maybe entertainment value when they become independent was my problem with it. I would say that honestly, you guys, here's my 3-hour-long stream condensed down into a thesis statement. I think that VTubers leaving corporations damages the quality of their content almost all of the time. And so, despite the fact that I understand that as a human being, their lives are significantly better, as a fan, I am often disappointed. Is that an accurate thesis statement to what I was saying? Anyways, great talking to you guys. I hope this was interesting. Interesting thought experiment. God's in her heaven, all is right with the world. I hope you guys have had a wonderful Easter. I haven't done anything for Easter. I was supposed to save some of my chocolate to eat today, but I ate it last night instead. Oops. By the way, I didn't mention this. I think Kuro and Michi specifically are pretty... I think that their content got better when they left. For sure. I think that Niji Sanji streamers generally get better when they leave, and Hololive streamers generally don't. I don't know what's up with that. I mean, maybe it's just that in Niji Sanji, their hands they weren't didn't. I don't know what's up with that. I genuinely don't know what's up with that. There's something there, and I don't think it has anything to do with the talents of the creators. But yeah, I don't know. Remember to check out Lou's next stream in 2028. Yeah, but I'll cover Sony buying out Hololive. Wait, that seems really like something that would happen. 100. I bet you anything Sony is a huge investor in Hololive. Anyways, sorry. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.